Hey guys, coming here. We're at game 2 for Grail Quest. This is going to be me taking on Dark Elves. We're going to have a modified Blood and Glory. Basically, you get 3 bonus battle points if you break your opponent first, 2 if it does second. So technically, this doesn't help you win the actual game. You don't get like bonus points. The game doesn't just end. So you have to decide, do you want to go for the break to get the 3 points, or do you want to try to win the game where you could possibly get a lot more points? You can also get 1 more point if you destroy the most expensive enemy unit, and 1 more point if you keep your most expensive unit alive. For me, this is going to be my Savage Orcs, obviously, and for him, it's going to be his Witch Elves. And we're just taking a look at my list again. He's got a lot of medium-sized units, which is a lot different than I really expected. So I think my savages can pretty much take anything on one-on-one. My trolls can take on most of these things, and only thing I'm worried about is he's going to have a lot of shooting that can hurt my Duke of Orc. And so like here we're looking at his army, and he's got the Shadow Supreme Sorceress. This is going to be his general. And he's gonna have 2 masters, and luckily for me, it's not gonna be a flying master with the pendant, or a flying lord with the pendant. I guess he's doing that for comp. It's just somebody on a dark steed. He does have a master on a Pegasus, but there's no ward here, so I'm hoping I can take it out with Doom Divers. And he's got the Cauldron. He's gonna have a lot of crossbows, which Duke of Orc's not going to like. Well, then he's got lots of medium-sized units and units that I'm not too nervous about. Now, when I see that he has his Flaming Bat on his Witch Elves, I got Dragon Helm on my little Gigantic Spider, I'm thinking this is a good target for them. And from the Storm Magic, he's going to have the Spine Beast without a mark, which I don't like, because I think basically you have to give it always strikes first. I think that's too good to pass up. But he's put no mark on it so that he can also take 5 regular Chaos Hounds. So here's a look at his deployment, and for the ruins here in the middle of the table, we're saying they're like the ruins, and they're difficult terrain for everything other than infantry. So there's pretty much nothing that's going to be affected by it, unless fast cav or something goes through that on either one of our armies. But he's basically centered, so he's going to have just tons of targets from here to choose from. And I really like his Cauldron he's got put up together there, and it's kind of a shame that the new Cauldron is probably going to run that, because I think the base size is way different. I don't know how he's going to be able to fix that. And here's my deployment, and I'm basically centered as well, because he doesn't really have any units I'm afraid of, because he has like the medium-sized Corsairs, medium-sized 28 Witch Elves, but still there's nothing in there to make them boosted up. Only 18 Blackguard, and then 2 units of crossbows. So I'm not really afraid to fight any of that in combat. His Spine Beast, I'm really not worried about the Spine Beast, just because of my War Boss and Trolls. I feel like either one of them could deal with the Spine Beast. And here's my Vanguards, and I Vanguard these wolves up in front of the Spine Beast. The Spine Beast is frenzied, so I hope it's going to fail a frenzy test and charge me. I kind of forget that hag is the Cauldron is a VSB, so with the 8 with the reroll, he should easily pass it. I was just thinking he was away from his general, so also the Witch Elves are frenzied. Maybe one of them might be forced to charge those wolves, and I can flee, or I can just hold and then charge my savages in after they destroyed the wolves. Okay, so I win first turn, and of course my wolf fighters right there in front of the savages fail animosity and have to sit there. It really ruins my plans. I wanted them to move up and be in a position where they're holding up the Witch Elves and Spine Beasts, where he has to charge them, and then I can counter charge. But of course they fail. Swing my other wolf fighters around up onto this hill, and I'm kind of like threatening the flank of those crossbows. So I'm basically making it where he has to swift reform and shoot at me. Otherwise, I can charge in, and in the flank, I can do a little bit of damage to those crossbows. And it goes without saying that since I felt the ruins were no danger to anything, my Mangler goes across them and takes a wound from feeling dangerous terrain. I think my magic is basically inconsequential. I try to put a foot of Gork onto his Witch Elves and Cauldron, and I think he's able to stop it. And then my Doom Divers both I shoot at the Pegasus Lord, and I'm able to do 1 wound to it. So that guy's a little bit of trouble now. I mean, I should have done more. I was hoping to do more wounds and maybe take him out, but I wasn't able to do so. So his turn 1, he does charge his Spine Beast and his well, he's just the Spine Beast charges my wolves and I flee. So now I'm in a good counter charge position. To go to his Spine Beast, I think I only need an 8. If I can make that charge and hopefully beat that, even just through combat res, I will be able to overrun right into his Corsairs. So that's a very good position for me. He's got his Pegasus flying up here, just try to redirect my trolls, but I don't think he realized. What I found later, he doesn't realize that trolls can vomit and take away armor save. He's got like his other guy with the pendant flying around the corner with the Hydra. I have my Duke of Orc there and my Punt Wagon, and I think Butt Stayon's over there too. I think his Harpies go over there as well. Now, for his magic, I think he tries to enfeeble my trolls, and I stop it. And he tries to put a shades on my trolls, and I use burn my scroll on that. And going into shooting, he goes ahead and shoots away my Mangler, and then he shoots away my wolves that are up on the top of the hill, and that'll be the end of his turn. Oh, and looking at this picture here, the little wound I have here on the Duke of Orc is because I was in the woods, and I think it's because I was in the woods and I took a dangerous terrain and failed it. I don't know. Did I have to take a dangerous terrain for that? I don't think the crossbows killed me because I know they killed the wolves and the Mangler, so I have no idea. If it wasn't dangerous terrain failure, I don't know what it is, but I don't think now that I have to take dangerous terrain if I'm random moving. Oh well. Okay, so my turn 2. I declare Wog with my general and the Savage's second charge, his Spine Beast. And of course, fail the charge, needing an 8. That's just terrible. Cause I'm going to be combo charged, but it could be worse because I'm able to move my spotter up here to block his Witch Elves. And remember, I have Dragon Helm, so I'm going to have 2+ armor, 2+ ward versus them. Also charge my trolls at his Pegasus guy, and try to get Duke of Orc into the crossbows, and I'm not going to quite make it. And I'm at my Punt Wagon. I'm right in front of the Harpies. All I need to do is roll a 2 to make it to the Harpies, and of course a 2 is what I don't want to roll because that makes me go in a random direction. So guess what I do? I roll 2 dice, I roll double 1s, and I'm moving in a random direction, so I'm not going to hit those Harpies, and I just stop right there in front of them instead. That's the first of 3 bad rolls I'm going to have in this game. Alright, so when we're going into Magic, what's something good that happens, I get several stomps off on his Blackguard here, and I take them down to just 5 models. So I kill 13 Blackguard. This is very good. My miscast, I think it was just a 7, so it was like nothing. I think I killed 1 Night Goblin or 2 Night Goblins. Going into shooting, I don't even know what my Doom Divers shoot at. I think my Chuckers are shooting at his Hydra and doing nothing, and my Doom Divers are probably shooting at his Witch Elves, and I think I'm able to kill maybe a couple of them. No, my Doom Divers both hit his Cauldron of Blood, and I managed to wipe out that Cauldron of Blood with 2 Doom Divers. Yeah, so that's another real big thing there. I take his Cauldron of Blood out. As we go into combat, my Trolls kill his Pegasus Master. He only does 1 wound to me, and that'll be the end of my turn. So Dark Elf turn 2. He charges the Spine Beast and the Corsairs at my Savages. I have to hold. He charges his Witch Elves at my Gigantic Spider. I hold. He charges his Master at my Punt Wagon. I have to hold. And now his Hydra marches up here because he thinks he can just put the flame template on my Trolls, but you can't use the flame template. You can't shoot when you march, so he's not going to be able to do that. Now his magic, I don't know of anything he does that's any consequence. His shooting, I think he does 1 or 2 more wounds to a Duke of Orc, which is not good, and he wipes out my Wolf Riders. Okay, so the combats, I'm able to hold in the fight against his witch elves. Um, I have I think I do 4 wounds, and he has 1 wound on me. He gets 1 wound through my 2+2+. He doesn't have the musician though, so it's just as a draw. He destroys my punt wagon easily. And now here in the big fight, my war boss does 3 wounds. Gets 3 wounds on his spine beast. Um, he kills you can see here he kills a bunch of savages first. But when I come back, I take his corsairs down to just like 6 models, and I've done 3 wounds to his spine beast. So I win combat, but he's able to hold on both his guys, and he doesn't flee. Now, top of my turn, I kind of do an iffy decision here. He has his black guard down to like 5 or 6 models in front of my trolls, and this probably gonna be the last time I have control of my trolls. And I go ahead and charge them in. I'm thinking about points, and I probably shouldn't have charged them in. I probably should have left them out, reformed them, and put my BSB into that unit to keep control of the trolls, because I need those trolls to be under control because of that Hydra sneaking up on me. But I don't do that. I charge my trolls into his blackguard. I probably should have counted on the fact that my Doom Divers could have took out those blackguard by the end of the game. So going to my magic, I'm able to get every go on my Savage so that I can reroll hits. This is a big deal. My shooting is mostly inconsequential again. Going into combat, I wipe out his Corsairs. I break the Spine Beast. I think it's on 1 wound. I'm able to run it down. Now, if I pursued far enough, I would be able to hit the flank of these Witch Elves. It doesn't look like it in this picture, but I would have gone to the flank of the Witch Elves. But I don't do that. If I could have just got far enough, it could have really changed this game. But instead, I stop in here, but then my Giant Spider does beat the Witch Elves. They break because even though they're steadfast on 9, they don't have a reroll because the BSB is dead. But again, here's my second bad roll of the game. I'll Swiss drive with my Gigantic Spider, but his witches get away. So Dark Elf turn 3. I also forgot my trolls. Of course, they wiped out those Blackguard, and I don't reform the way I should have. I should have reformed the face of the Hydra, but I don't think about that. I'm thinking about if I can just get my general. If I can just, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Why I didn't reform my trolls. But anyway, going to his turn 3, he rallies his Witch Elves, and now in his magic phase, he's going to get off Mind Razor on those not the Corsairs, those crossbows that are in front of my savages. At this moment, he's at Fortitude 4. I need to get 1 banner more, and I'll get the 3 bonus points for break test. But it's going to be a real tough decision. Do I want to go into 16 Mind Razor attacks when I'm only down to about 18 models on my Savage Horde? Going in a shooting, because in the shooting he kills a couple more of my Savages, so I'm down to 18. He also wipes out my Gigantic Spider. That's another big deal. I have a 3+ armor. If I could just somehow survive that, and I feel like I would have been in a lot better shape. So basically, that's going to be his whole turn. So my turn 4, I have to decide that when we're going into those Mind Razored Elves or going to Witch Elves, which I'm sure I can beat and get a battle point, and I think I can beat the crossbows, but I was a little bit worried about he may be getting 6 attacks against my war boss and killing it, because he's going to be strength 8. And I was worried about how many attacks he's going to be able to, how many savages he'd be able to kill, and I couldn't decide which one to do. I just decided just to go for the Witch Elves. If I roll an 8 on the overrun on them, or the pursuit on them, I'll be off the table and I'll be fine. The trolls have failed stupidity. So, there are periods to get out of the game. Going to Magic, I don't get my foot to really do anything. I really needed it to stomp on the Hydra. My shooting, again, it's not really doing much. I mean, it did a lot by killing the Cauldron, so I can't complain. And now he's got Hounds and Harpies coming into my stuff as well. into my war machines. So I mean, I easily wipe out the Witch Elves. I only lose like 5 savages, but I don't go off the table. I only roll a 6. So now he's going to get a lot of shooting into my savages. And it's hard to second guess yourself, but I was thinking, Witch Elves easy victory. If I don't take care of those Witch Elves, they have a straight shot at my bunker. So I went for the Witch Elves. So we're into his turn 4, and you'll see his Hydras charged into my bunker. He has both his crossbow units here, and they just tear into my savages. I'm down to, I think, 8 or 9 guys left. 2 of those are characters. His Harpies have charged a Doom Diver. His Hounds have charged a Spear Chucker, and they both get destroyed. I don't think he has much magic. I'm really being lucky here, because he's not getting any magic off, but he doesn't have, he doesn't have the Withering spell, so that's not gonna really affect me too much. But his crossbows are doing enough. Now the Hydra comes in, and it wins combat, but since I'm steadfast, I hold and I reform to face his Hydra. I only did 1 wound to the Hydra with my BSB. So my turn 5, I swift reform my savages, and I move up to these crossbows. I could still get the fortitude if I could charge them and break them. But as you can see, things are going bad down here with my fight against the Hydra. I'm down to where I barely stay steadfast this turn. So I'm in trouble. Most likely they're gonna break, and he's gonna get fortitude first. But I can still have a chance to get fortitude second, which is not that bad. But things are getting sketchy here for the savages and what's gonna happen with them. And I think my shooting again. I mean, I don't have much to shoot. I think you see here that he's lost a little bit more crossbows in his sorceress unit, but I'm not doing much. I don't have any pictures of his turn 5 at all. During his turn 5, he shoots in my savages, so that I have nothing but my champion, my shaman, and my war boss left in that unit to charge into his crossbows. He doesn't break my bunker here yet during his turn. He's going to break them during my turn, unfortunately. I'm taking at the top of turn 6. I do get away, but he's going to get half points for them because I'm fleeing. So in my turn, I charge his crossbows. He can't stand and shoot. I'm too close. I've just got the 3 guys, and I need to keep that champion alive to get the battle point for that. And he'll get full points for my savages that I have points if he kills that champion. But I'm just trying to break his fortitude. I'm thinking I maybe have enough attacks. He doesn't have a reroll. He's out of a general's leadership. He's only on an 8 for steadfast. Maybe over 2 turns of combat. So I'm figuring I'm going to win both of them. Maybe he'll break, and I'll get the fortitude points for that. So that's basically what I'm going for. I go in there the first time. He does not do a single wound to me. I survive all his wounds that he's trying to put on my guys, even the wounds he's trying to put on my champion. And I don't do much. I do win the combat. I don't think he's even taking casualties off. I do win the combat, but he holds his steadfast. He doesn't fail. And so I don't have a picture at the bottom of the turn. His Hydra charges my Great Shaman and Goblin again, and they still get away, which is miraculous. And in the combat here, I win again. He puts, I think he puts 1 wound on my level 1 Shaman, and I win, but he holds. He rolls his 8 or less, and I'm not able to break him. And somewhere along in there, his Harpies, I think they destroy my other Doom Diver as well. So this is again a 10-10 draw. He's up by 64 points. I'm gonna get 2 bonus points. I keep because I have that champion alive. I keep my most expensive unit alive, and I destroyed his Witch Elf, so I get 2 for that. He did break me when my BSB died, so he's gonna get 3, and I wasn't able to get him because I wasn't able to break that last crossbow unit. And think about now, if I'd known Duke of Orc was gonna die to crossbow elves, I probably would have charged into those Mind Razor elves. But I sort of feel like I snatched a draw from victory here because of the failing the Swiss stride on the gigantic spider, pursuing the witch elves. not making it a flank with my savages, and just the Duke of York, failing to beat crossbow elves for crying out loud. But I mean, still, I think I did really good. Usually, it's almost an auto lose for me against any high elf or dark elf. So I feel really good getting a draw here. Even though I really thought I was going to win this. And we end this with the Butt Stallion death tally. We're up to two deaths in 2 games. Uh, let's see, can Butt Stallion live through a single game? Make your guesses now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. My third game is going to be against Warriors of Chaos. I'll see you guys next time.